Okay, today we're going to add and subtract rational expressions. And actually, most students find that more difficult than multiplying and dividing. And I think you can remember from your days of fractions, you probably found that multiplying something like 3/4 times 5/8, where all you had to do is multiply numerators then denominators, was easier than if you had to add them, because then you needed common denominators. So you had to switch this to 6/8 plus your 5/8 and get 11/8. So we're going to be adding. The easy ones have your like denominators. Oh, and subtracted, by the way. But most have unlike denominators. And you have to rewrite those rational expressions, those fractions, with common denominators. Okay? Remember, when you're adding, once you have common denominators, you add the numerators. Oh, sorry, I was looking at the denominator. 4n, and your common denominator stays your denominator. Okay? Think of pi. If you have 2/6 in one pan and 3/6 in another pan, it makes 5/6 of a pi. Right? Be careful if it is a minus, because that minus carries through. So your numerator, you're going to do 7c minus 2 minus 3c plus 6. So this is going to be 4c plus 4 over 5d plus 1. One additional comment I need to make is be sure you reduce. Now we could take a 4 out of this numerator and make it c plus 1, but that won't have any common denominator or any common factors with the denominator. Okay, 5 plus 4n is actually a prime binomial, so it will not factor, so that one doesn't reduce. You are allowed to write it as factors if you want to factor it and see if it's going to reduce. It is not wrong if you do that, but if you don't reduce, and you could have, you'll lose a point. Okay, so most fractions or rational expressions do not have like denominators. Then you must find a common denominator. You must rewrite the rational expression with your common denominators, and then you do your indicated arithmetic. And here again, I said be sure to check for the possibility of reducing. Okay. To find the common denominator, you find the least common multiple of the denominators. This one isn't too bad because they are binomials. X plus 3 and x minus 2, you have no idea what x is. So if you think of it as being 10, then you'd have 13 and 8. They have nothing in common. Okay? If you pick just perfect, they will have something in common. You know, you pick it to be 12, but you've got to realize x is a variable, so you just can't pick your favorite part. So your common denominator is going to have to be the product of those two. So it's going to be x plus 3 times the x minus 2. So the first polynomial, or excuse me, first rational expression needs the x minus 2 factor in the top and the bottom. The second is going to need the x plus 3. Okay, now this is a plus, so that helps me. So when I rewrite this, I'm going to have 8x squared minus 16x. That's a positive 5. That's why I commented on that. Plus 5x plus 15. Now, if it had been a minus, I would have distributed a minus with the 5. And then simplify that. Okay, that's going to be 8x squared minus 11x plus 15 over the x plus 3, x minus 2. Okay, I'm going to check to see if the numerator will factor. Well, 8 times 15 is 120. I want to see if 120 has any factors that add up to negative 11, and they don't, because the closest would be negative 10 and negative 12 to make negative 21 or negative 22. So it does not factor. That's as simplified as we can get it. Some students would like to multiply that denominator together. So some students might go x squared plus x minus 6. And I don't know why I started putting parentheses on it. And that would be acceptable, of course. Okay. So if you want to change your denominator, you can. Next one. So a series of 3 of them. Okay, if I look at this middle one, that denominator factors into x minus 4, x plus 4. So it shares a factor with each of the other fractions. So the first fraction is going to need an x plus 4 because our common denominator is going to be that middle one. Okay, so this is going to say plus 2, but this first one's going to need the x plus 4 multiplied. So I'm going to have 3x squared plus 12x plus 2. The second one is going to need the x minus 4. Now notice this one has a minus. So I'm going to put that minus with it. So it's going to be minus x squared plus 4x. Watch your signs. So when I simplify that, it's going to be 2x squared plus 16x plus 2 over your x minus 4, x plus 4, which of course you could again write as x squared minus 16. The numerator does have a common factor of 2. So if I take a 2 out, that's perfectly acceptable. If I try to factor x squared plus 8x plus 1, it will not factor to nice binomials, so I'm going to leave it. So I can leave this fraction this way. Okay, I could replace my numerator with this. I could replace my denominator with the x squared. So it's entirely up to you again. Gives you some freedom. Okay. Find the least common multiple of these. Okay, you do remember we got 6x cubed and we've got 18x squared minus 12x. Well, 6x cubed, we can go 2 times 3, but I think some of you are seeing that we could take a 6 out, and that would be, and an x, and we'd be left with 3x minus 2 for the last factor. Okay, so the greatest common factor is the 6x. The second one has the 3x minus 2. The numerator has an extra, and I should use a different color, x squared. So to get the least common multiple, I'm going to take the common factor times the stuff that isn't common. Okay, so some of you would write that as 6x cubed times your 3x minus 2. Some of you would distribute that and say it's 18x to the 4th minus 12x cubed. But no matter how you look at that, one of those 3 has to be your least common multiple. Okay, my next example, I'm going to switch colors so it doesn't blend too much. 8y minus 16. Okay, well, 8y minus 16, I can take a 8 out and be left with y minus 2. And 8 I can think of as 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, so I'm breaking that down. The 12y squared plus 12y minus 72. First thing I'm seeing is I could take a 12 out. So I got y squared plus y minus 6. So the 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. Okay, the y squared plus y minus 6, I think that's y plus 3y minus 2. Okay? So find the common factors. So my common factors, I was supposed to be purple, are these. And then my uncommon things. So I'm going to have 2 squared, I don't have to count it twice, times an additional 2 times a 3. 2 squared times 2 times 3. The y minus 2 is common, and the y plus 3 also has to be used. Okay? When I multiply it together, now this is an option, but I'm going to make this 24, and I might leave these separate. That's one option. Or I might say, that was pretty nice when it was y squared plus y minus 6, and leave it like that. But what they're looking at is trying to help you find your least common denominators. Okay, so this is what we're heading towards. But again, this is pretty straightforward. Our common denominator, because they have no common factors, 7 is prime. 4 doesn't go into 7. 7 doesn't go into 4. So this has to be 4x times 7. So we'll get 28x for a denominator. And to get common factor or common denominators and rewrite the fractions, we have to multiply the first by the 7, the second by the 4x. So I'm going to have 21 minus 4x. Now remember, if you want to switch those, keep the signs. So some of you that are in the habit of writing the variable part first, make sure you put that negative with the 4x, because the 21 is positive. Okay, this is acceptable. It's perfectly fine. Here's what we were looking toward. This would factor into 3x, and then it'd be 3x minus 4. Well, this has an x squared, so this is 3x times x. So to get common denominators, this fraction needs another x, and this needs the 3x minus 4. Okay, so then our common denominator will be 3x squared times your 3x minus 4. Your numerator is going to be 3x minus 4 plus x squared. And many of you are going to rewrite that, so it's x squared plus 3x minus 4 over the 3x squared and so on. Start writing that 3x minus 4 before I put the parentheses in. Okay? Clean that up for you too. Notice that yes, this numerator would factor into x plus 4, x minus 1, but it wouldn't have any common factors with the denominator, so it does not reduce. If you want to factor it to write your answer, that's perfectly fine. If you want to wait, that's fine too. But always check to see if it will reduce. I'll go quick see how many. I'm going to run through these pretty fast. Factor this denominator to x minus 4, x plus 3. And this one, I could take the 12 out and have the x minus 4. So the common denominator would be 12, x minus 4, x plus 3. So this first fraction needs a 12, and the second fraction needs the x plus 3. So I'm going to have 12x plus 5x for 17x plus 15. And one more on this slide. When I factor this denominator, I'm going to have x plus 2, x plus 2. And this one, I'm going to have x plus 2, x minus 2. So my common denominator is going to have the x plus 2 used twice. And I'm going to write it squared to be more efficient. So this fraction is going to need the x minus 2, and this one's going to need another x plus 2. And I will finish this on the next slide, the next video.